There's two different types of occupational driver's licenses in Texas. The first is called an essential needs. And just like it sounds, we have to prove to the court where we file the petition for your occupational that you in fact have an essential need. An essential need such as going to the doctor's office, going to work, driving your children to school. There's lots of different types of essential needs. The main drawback of an essential need driver's license is that you're only allowed to drive for 12 hours a day. You'll have to keep a log with you, and if a police officer stops you and sees that you're driving on an occupational driver's license, the very first question they're going to ask is, where's your log? The other type of occupational driver's license is called an ignition interlock restricted license. In order to obtain one of these, you have to have ignition interlock installed in your vehicle. One of the advantages of having an ignition interlock ODL is the fact that you can drive 24 hours a day anywhere in Texas. There's no log requirement, there's no time requirement. As long as you have ignition interlock installed in your vehicle, you're able to drive. Now, just because your license is suspended doesn't mean I can get you an ODL. There's several times in which an ODL will not be allowed. Number one, if you have a CDL. If you have a CDL, you're not going to be able to get an ODL on your CDL. A CDL is a commercial driver's license, so that means you're driving a big rig. A judge cannot give you permission to drive your big rig. It will be a hard suspension for 12 months. Before you get an ODL on your Class C driver's license, call me so I can discuss the pros and cons and the effects on your Class A driver's license. If your license is suspended due to mental or physical disability, I also won't be able to get you an ODL. If there's a hold or a suspension on your driver's license for failure to pay child support, we won't be able to get you an ODL, so get up to date on child support. Oftentimes, if your suspension is related to a DWI arrest or a DWI conviction, there may be what's called a hard suspension. This hard suspension is dependent on your previous driving record. So call us and we'll get your driving record and discuss with you whether or not there's going to be a hard suspension, and if so, for how long. If you end up with a suspension on your driver's license, the length of the suspension is really going to depend on your driving record. For example, if you've had any ALR suspensions in the past, or if you've had any DWI convictions, that will enhance or increase the time in which your license is suspended. If this is your first DWI arrest and you've agreed to give a breath test or a blood test and that result is above a .08, most likely you're looking at a 90-day suspension. If this is your first DWI arrest and you refuse to give a breath test or a blood test, most likely you're looking at a 6-month suspension. Before you make any steps towards getting an occupational driver's license, call our office. We have a step-by-step packet we can send you that outlines every single thing we need from you in order to get you an ODL.